Okay, we are live.
Yay.
We are live, and you can't see the comments.
No.
It says comments, banner, brand, private chat settings.
Nope, that's not what it is. Let's see.
Okay.
Hold on.
Nope. Well, I'll read whatever anybody says anyway. I'll read. We'll have people on here in a second because, yay, we'll have people watching.
Okay.
This is simultaneously, I'm using StreamYard because it simultaneously shows on my Monday Morning Madness group and my private wall.
Nice.
And I can decide how it does that. So, yay! Yeah, you don't worry about because look at my background, it's always a mess.
Well, mine's like, I'm trying to center it because that drives me nuts, but it's not working. Maybe I need to center myself. There we go.
You're welcome to do the
no, that's okay. I wore a modest shirt today.
So Kimberly from Richmond says, hello, you lovelies, and Tina from Washington State. Good afternoon.
Hi,
and Lizette from Tennessee is on too. Yay! Hold on a second.
I can see the chat. I can see the chat if I don't see the screen.
I can't do it now. I'm live. 1 to 2.
Oh, see? Okay. Hi, Gay.
Okay.
I miss you too.
Okay. Yeah, it's Grammy. It's Erica. Yeah, just leave it. Yeah, she said behave yourself. Just leave it. You can leave it anywhere. I'll put it up here. Okay. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Yeah. I'll talk to you later. It's not just Erica, it's Erica and a bunch of other people. Anyway, Marion's on. Marion, I never know whether to call you Marion or Penny. I know your nickname's Penny, but you always have Marion on there, so it always is like, do I? And if you are showing on my end, it says Facebook user. That means you need to go to StreamYard.com/Facebook and approve for them to let me see your name. And Gay's on, Gay Kato from California.
I saw that she said she misses me and I miss her too.
Oh, so you do see the comments now?
Well, if I open up the chat box, but then I don't see you and I don't see me, I just see the chat. It just goes over, it goes over the video.
I don't know why. Because it's not under private chat, it's under comments at the top there. I'm sorry you can't see it.
I can't.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's possible because I have my phone a different orientation. No, it's still not there.
Oh, and I'm doing it on a laptop, so maybe that's it. Okay, well, let's talk about business, kind of, sort of, Oh, you left. I'm sure she'll come back on in a minute. Here she comes.
Yeah,
that wasn't it.
Technical difficulties.
She left. Okay. Yeah, really, if you didn't want to talk, all you had to do is say.
I just did.
Oh, glory. Okay, so let's talk about the long story of the short story. You were in my downline is how we first even connected. And And believe me, this is a very good example of why you should support DEEP. Not just financial reasons, but I'd have missed out on being buddies with you had I not. Right. And I had many people over all of these years give me flack for going deep. And this is a perfect example. And my life would be different without you. That's all there is to it. Yeah. So it's just you miss out on friendships and you miss out on experiences. So it's not just financial. It's financially better to have your team roll up. Even that happened with one of the biggest roll ups. But just knowing you, I wouldn't have had if I hadn't. So I was coming to your area anyway, and I think in Downline Manager I sent out a thing. Is that how I first got on your radar? What do you remember how we first got connected?
Well, you sent me a welcome pack a few months after I had been in. And so I was excited that someone reached out to me because a lot of times when you're new, you don't hear a lot of that. So then, of course, I saw you on Facebook, and I realized that that you were someone that everybody knew. So I thought I could pay attention. And then you reached out to me saying that you were going to be in our area, and you were inviting team members to lunch. And I thought, well, that's something I need to go to. So I did.
Oh, I still have pictures of that.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that was so long ago.
I know. That does seem like forever now, huh?
We were in our 40s then, maybe.
Oh, yeah. I'm only in my 40s now, so.
Yeah.
Oh, sadly, I'm thrilled.
You're not that much younger than me, but guess what? I'll be 60 in August.
Oh, now, so we need to go backwards now. It's not. Although
mentally, yes, but yeah,
I heard a good saying though that absolutely applies to me. I can't say the word because that's inappropriate, but it's the F at 50s. So you no longer care what other people think. And that is so true with me. That is so relevant to me because I've not, right. And my tolerance for baloney is 0. And that all seems to have happened, I don't know, like mid 40s right up. Right.
From my observations, each decade you get, the filter gets less.
Oh, that's actually frightening, Grammy. And what's funny is now she has like a magnet for when I go online. She comes over and wants something. We'll go all day, and then the minute I go live, she comes over. It's she has like a sense for it, like a magnetic north to the. It's kind of funny in a way. But anyway, yeah, at that lunch, and then I've been to your house a bunch of times.
Yeah. We've been on a lot of trips together too.
A lot of trips, yeah. And you know what's funny is I tell about when I went to your house one of the times, I send out award certificates, and lots of times you send those for years and you don't hear back whether they like them or not. And you're one of the ones that I didn't know if you really liked it or not. Not your fault. You're not supposed to tell me. It's not your job to tell me. It's my job to recognize your achievement. But then I went to your house one time and you had like them framed on the wall.
Well, let me tell you, that was a period when I was trying to get every spot in the top 30. So I had a wall that did it, and I had 30 frames up there. Now, most of the levels, especially the lower ones, I had 1 billion of those. And even I was in your top 10 for a long time, but I had never gotten the first one, number 1. But I kept an empty frame up there waiting.
That's awesome motivation to do it, though. I like that.
Yeah, and I stopped doing it, but because I accomplished what I wanted to accomplish. But then back then you were using a company, and I'm anal. I can't stand if I'm not in the center here. Also, every certificate looked exactly the same. If they had stopped looking the same, I would have stopped.
And I did. I changed it.
Well, I stopped before then because I achieved what I wanted to achieve. But it's me. It's a personal problem. It's a mental issue.
That's what makes you good. Be in charge of the schedule, though. I'm telling you.
Correct.
You're the detail man.
Sadly, that's why I'm responsible for everyone. So, be careful what you wish for.
Oh. So what has been your favorite adventure we've done? I'm not sure I have a favorite because we've done some awesome shit. Yeah, sorry to swear, but we had
different trips. You know what? I loved last year's cruise, and I'm saying last year loosely because it feels like 5 years ago. From 2020.
I don't know about you, but every time I think about it, and I look through the book I had made and everything, every time I think about it, I can't help but go, phew, we did it. Yeah. Phew. I tried. You know where
we got in just at the last.
Oh yeah. When we were coming home, they were shutting stuff down.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, we just made it. But
you know why I do the book and stuff like that, and you'll have to tell me whether I'm good about this always or just sometimes. But like, do you remember on one of Jim Rowan's cassette tapes, he says when he goes to bring his wife out to get a milkshake, he tries to make it like a big experience so that they have a memory of getting the milkshake and all that stuff. So I'm thinking like when someone goes traveling with me, like the kid's friend Corey, I sent him one of them books too, because I don't know the other person or me for that matter, whether that's going to be the big trip that I ever took someday, or you know, I want to keep all of these memories and have them all be really special. I don't want to forget stuff. So I've tried to do something so everybody has a good experience and remembers it.
Oh, every trip is like that. Every trip is like that. But I do like the book because you can take a lot of pictures and they can be on your phone. But when you have a book, they're all together, and it's very, very nice.
I make books for most of them now because I like that.
My favorite trip that we took together might have been the one down to Mexico where everyone was throwing up on the airplane because it was so rough. I want to say a destination, but you'll remember the trip better that way.
Oh, I remember, and that couple that travels a lot was eating egg salad. And she's like a little ditzy, and she was eating egg salad like nothing was going on, and the rest of the people were doing rosaries. Oh God, that was hilarious. Oh my God.
We almost landed, and then the wing almost tipped into the water, and then we were back up. And I think that was the one trip I decided not to drink on the plane.
Bad decision.
I think, yeah, that was
no. For a while, like the first hour of circling the airport and the thunderstorm and all that stuff, I'm thinking to myself, holy crap, I'm actually gonna die in a Mexico swamp. And I'm thinking, and then about an hour in, when it looked imminent, I thought to myself, you know what? I think I'd actually not mind that being my thing, is that she died in a Mexico swamp going to this exotic thing, rather than she died of old age and hit her head on the sink in the toilet at the nursing home. You know what I mean? I'm thinking, this isn't so bad. I'm actually coming to grips with it.
And then when we got there, it was an amazing tropical rainforest. So the property was amazing. It was all inclusive. We had a bottle of tequila and candy bars replenished every 2 seconds. And then the patio that we had for eating breakfast was just like
we got service every morning for breakfast.
Every morning. And the bathtub looked out onto you could open up the wall and it opened out into the ocean.
You know what I remember?
All the specialty restaurants were free. It was amazing.
Yeah. You know what I remember about that? You're going to laugh because you'll remember once I say it. What did we spend like $25 buying a hairbrush because neither one of us brought one?
That's what happens when you go to an exotic destination.
Oh, that was so funny. Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I like that. I think some of the cruises are my favorites though. I don't know. I like those. I like the ones that we went like to Mexico to. I like that. But the cruises, I like big rooms on the cruise ships. I like the Aqua Theater Suite is going to always be one of my favorites because of the genie.
They might be tied for first, that one.
That wasn't a company one, but if you think about it, they probably, the money I earned from them paid for it. So
right.
Kind of the same thing.
And that one was bittersweet for me too. It was wonderful. I had just moved my parents into an apartment because they were downsizing, and then we got back right before Christmas. I was gone for Thanksgiving. I want you to know I'm still hearing about that from my daughter because I wasn't home to make mashed potatoes, and I make the best mashed potatoes. But then right after Christmas, we found out my mom had cancer and she passed away. And so those are right next to each other. But I did everything. I wasn't gone for being there for her. I was there for her before the trip, and I was there for her every single day until she passed away. And like, I can't replace that. That was, even though it was the hardest thing I ever did in my life, it was the best thing I ever did.
Well, and it's important to do stuff for yourself too.
Right. Yeah. And I really needed that trip at that time. So, and they always rejuvenate you.
We got to do something. This is the longest, and I said this like 5 months ago. This is the longest that I have not traveled in 25 years. I usually go every couple months somewhere to do something, and this is the longest. But I think what's going to be hard is, for me, at the beginning of traveling a lot, it was a learning curve because, and I think you disagree with this, but I'm an introvert, and making myself be around a lot of people is hard, and especially if I'm doing it by myself. And then I had to learn how to get through that, and now I'm going to have to learn it again, because sitting here contemplating dealing with like the plane thing and dealing with all that stuff, it's making me like nervous again. I know I can do it because I've done it a couple of times, but it's just like
oh, you'll 100% do it, because just the thrill of being able to get out makes you able to do anything.
Oh God, I'm ready to stand in line at the DMV. You want to go have a hamburger at McDonald's and go to the DMV for 3 hours? Yes, I want to do
that. No, I like doing all that online.
Well, no, I meant because I want to leave my house. Yeah, we're not going much, and then when we do go, it's like a pain in the neck. So. Like, what are we going to do tomorrow? I got to bring Grammy down to get blood drawn at the thing. And it's a whole rigmarole because the building, you have to wait in your car and they call you in. And then sometimes they don't like it when I go with her. And I try to explain that they might benefit from me going.
What's fortunate about when I take my stepdad is like they can't understand a word he says, so I have no problem getting you don't want me to come in? No problem. And then they're like, here.
You have fun with that. Just tell her, have fun with that. Go right ahead.
Yeah.
It's like when the kid was little, but I never think of that at the time. It's like when the kid was little, like the couple times on the plane when we were on Southwest and the seats were taken because we were late getting on from the connecting flight. And they're like, you can't sit with your 3-year-old. And I'd be like, the kid's 3, and I couldn't come up with something snappy at the time. But what I should have said is, perfect. You know what? Kid, you sit right here between these 2 men salesmen. I'm sitting way in the back. Fellas, good luck with that. That's what I should have done, right? Instead, I just kept repeating the thing because I'm like, you want my 3-year-old to sit with someone else? I just was like, what? I couldn't see where anyone would want to do that for starting. Because you got like 50-50 odds of the whole thing going wrong.
Yeah.
And I'm too far away to give the look, so it's like, you're on your own, buddy.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah.
So you practically helped me with the kid from the start. Do you remember when the kid was born?
Oh, she was just a little bitty baby when we,
Yeah, I know true. The first, I don't know if I saw you on that trip. Did I? The first time I was still married to number 2.
Yeah, no, not the very first time, no.
The first time.
Yeah, Alex, I think it was before toddlerdom, but just before.
Because the first trip,
and then toddler and back, like taking him swimming and stuff like that. That was fun.
The first time the kid ever went on a plane ride was to Las Vegas, and it was 2 months old. It was little. He was little, but I was still married to affectionately called number 2. Yes, both meanings. Right?
Literally, yeah.
You didn't know him even, did you? Though, did you?
No, I've heard the legends.
Yeah, the legend. Yeah. No, and you know what? I actually don't think he's a bad man. as long as I don't have to stay married to him, he's perfectly fine. I'm
Right.
glad that he's out doing his own. Yeah, I needed to release him to move on to another opportunity. I think you're like me though now. Maybe not, but I am. I'm. There's no way that I want to get married again. I think you might.
Yeah, I mean, I always liked being married. I just chose the wrong two.
I'm not sure that's true. I'm not sure that's true for me. And I didn't realize how much I love being single till now. I'm single again for like 10 years. It's like awesome. I don't know.
Yeah. Sometimes I think when we live alone and we do whatever we want to, there comes a point where it might be too much time has passed to be a good partner at anything.
Oh yeah, this is no. It's going to have to definitely be separate rooms because I definitely and this is stupid because I don't mind
too many stuffed animals. That's why.
I don't mind if the dog hogs the bed, but if it's a man, step off. Here, come on now. Hey, no, we're not. No, I don't. So I'm sleeping with like the big dog now, and like 4 cats on the bed at the same time, and I can't actually roll over without upsetting everybody. So I'm forced to sleep. However, if it was a man, forget it.
I just have the one dog, and she's a good sized dog, but she understands that in my 50s I get overheated and no one can touch me. So stay on that side. I have a king size bed. You stay on that pillow, I'll stay on mine.
Edith says I chose the wrong 3. Oh, Edith, no, too straight her out. You don't go for
it. Happens. It happens.
Yeah, you're not the only one. Yeah, no. I'm not saying I don't fish. I fish still. I fish and I reel one in once in a while, but trust me, it's catch and release. They're all going back.
And I haven't even been interested because I got married when I was 19 years old, and I had my first child right before I turned 21, and then I was married for 12 years. I got divorced and I was single for a few months. And then I was married for 13 years. And like, I've never had a time when I was just by myself. So I'm enjoying it a lot. I'm not fishing at all. I'm just enjoying life.
I'm not sure. Well, I'm not. They barely get in the boat. I mean, it's not like, if I catch one, it's like, don't take your socks off, honey. You ain't staying that long. You know what I mean? They barely make it on the boat. Sometimes I just hold the line up and take a look. And that's all.
That's where you and I differ. I need to be in a long-term relationship, but or nothing.
No, I'm not in that. I think what shades that is having a kid. I don't want some guy involved in this whole thing because I know maybe I'm prejudging, but I don't want someone to come here and say, you know what you should be doing with that kid, or you know what you should be doing with that job, or you know what you should be doing with your money. No, the reason it's called My Job, My Kid, My House, My Money is because it's mine. I know, I'm bad about that. No, actually, what's funny is when I was married, the thing that used to drive me right off the deep end is X had like 2 trucks, 3 cars. They were all junky, but he still had a variety. And I'd go out and my car would be gone. And I had one.
It was the only clean one, probably.
It was the clean running one, right?
Yeah.
But that's the reason the reason it was called my car is because when I went out with my key, I wanted to drive my car because I paid for my car and I kept it right. So I didn't want anyone else driving it. That only happened once. And after that, I kept the key on me.
Right. That so I didn't have a problem with. I didn't have a problem with, but when my eldest was a teenager, he had gone a little bit sideways, and our car would be missing in the middle of the night. Like, he would take it out of the park, roll it down the driveway, and then push it down the street, and then start it. And the car would be missing in the middle of the night. So we ended up having a club on it. Those things that go on the street.
Oh, no.
Luckily, he's a good boy now. Good boy. And I say that he's almost 40. And did you know he's getting married next year in Las Vegas? And his fiance, who I adore, loves Elvis. So like everything about Elvis. So they're getting married at a Elvis wedding chapel, but I'm making the cake, and it's going to be Elvis and Priscilla's cake. And it's like 85 tiers.
Wow. Oh, that's awesome. How did I miss that whole thing? I didn't know that.
I never said it on Facebook, but it's pretty recent. Like around Christmas time, they got engaged.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I didn't know that. That is fabulous.
Thank you.
Yay. Oh, you're excited. Yay.
Very.
Yay. Oh, that sounds like fun. Oh, yeah. And that's, well, let's talk about the pastry thing. Man, that is what you were known for.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to one of your pastry parties, and then you catered a pastry open house up at the Skyline.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
It was. That was fantastic. That was really good. There were so many pastries.
That has got to be like at the top of my favorite hotel rooms.
Yes. Yeah. The shower was a car wash. The only thing that drove me nuts about it was like it was glass. If someone was walking up the stairs, they'd see all the bits in motion.
Right. Well, and I know that bothered you, but once we made the announcement and said, hey, you go up the stairs, and if someone's taking a shower, you're seeing it, I figure it's their fault after that. If you're getting a view, that's on you, buddy.
I was mortified.
Because here I have that whole wall of glass, and if you go out on the balcony with less than stuff on, anybody in the yard could see. But I live out in Podunk. I'm thinking to myself, if you went to all the effort to stand in my backyard to see me naked, that's your own fault. You deserve everything you get after that.
That's on you, buddy.
That's on you, buddy. Man, oh man, yeah. But yeah, that was weird about that. I wonder why they chose to do that. Must be man designed that.
Must be. They don't care. They don't care no matter what they look like. They don't care.
Right. That's true. That's true.
But that was a fantastic room, and that was a fantastic party. Oh my gosh. Can you imagine, like in this day and age, you're not around anybody, but back then it was like wall to wall.
We were all sitting on each other on the couch and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome. But then you had to have the secret password to get up there.
Yeah,
but and you know what floats my boat. That was funny. You taking a picture of that lady on the walkie-talkie telling them I'm coming in. That is like my favorite picture ever in the history. For some reason that made me feel important. I don't know.
Well, yeah. And didn't you come in a Bentley or something?
It was a stretch limo, one of those big, long limos. And it was funny because me and the kid was like 8. Me and my 8-year-old with our big Disney suitcases. It was stretch limo.
And it looked like the president of the United States was with all the walking.
And then we get out like the Beverly Hillbillies. Oh God! It was, it was funny. Viv had a good point here. The company sent me a watch. I guess it's a combination of 35 years and the platinum thing, because they're not sending these to everyone, I don't think. But it's like a $1,200 watch. It's Movada.
Yeah.
And it has real diamonds in it, actually, and everything. But anyway, I wasn't very thankful at first. He turned me around, believe it or not, but I haven't worn a watch in like 20 years, and I didn't understand that it was just like jewelry. It's a status thing, I guess.
Right.
But he said, it was like, listen, you got to think of it this way. Think of the top 5 people in the company, which I'm in the top 5 people in the company. Remember when you were a little kid and they had these things where here's 5 things, pick the one that doesn't go. And it's like 4 farm animals and a tractor. Which one of those doesn't go? He says, you're the one that doesn't go. And he's not wrong.
Wow.
Yeah. But he's got a point. I'm sure. Oh, yeah. Have you met Bib? He is blonde. Bib's blonde. But he's got a point. I would be probably more thrilled if I didn't live in the backwoods of New Hampshire and went anywhere ever. Having a status symbol on my wrist would mean a lot more to me. But
because the moose don't care.
Right. Well, and Scola said you wear it for jewelry, not necessarily functional. And most of my things that I own, I are functional things. Like I'm driving a 10-year-old minivan. I'm not driving. She's driving a what is she? A Jag or something. And because those things don't mean enough to me to do that.
Right.
So I need it explained to me. In other words, sadly, but to me, it was more like early on when I was living in the trailer park, the single wide trailer park. One of the gifts we got at the President's Club thing was a silver plated tea set. And I'm thinking, next time I'm entertaining at the trailer park, I'll whip that baby right out.
Now I can invite the queen. I've been waiting.
So, yeah, now I feel a lot better. I think one of these things don't go. It's me.
But then remember who you're taking advice from.
Well, see, that's why he can relate. He's from West Virginia. New Hampshire, West Virginia are sister states.
That I didn't realize. I wonder who Nevada's sister state is.
Nevada wouldn't be California? No?
No, I'll have to look that up.
No, I think the
Nevada's sister state is a brothel.
The mentality there and here are pretty darn close. It's hillbillyville, and I mean that in the best possible way. But it's right. We're a lot of rednecks out here. That's just the size of it. And I don't think that's bad. When I was listening to the speaker over the weekend at that event, Sally Hogshead? Yeah, I would change my name, by the way. But she said, what are you supposed to come up with your tagline? And it's supposed to be an adjective. And mine was authentic hillbilly. See, that's my. Oh, you're laughing like that's not true? Yeah. See, I'm secure in my hillbilliness. Oh, so anyway,
I grew up in a big city all the time, but of course that big city was Cleveland. But
Cleveland's a lot bigger than this city. No, actually, Cleveland has more people in it than my state.
Right.
So it's just a different. And I'm not.
We just have different environments that we.
Right, and I'm not like here, where you're from. Wearing a fancy watch or having a fancy car out front is what shows people your status. You know what it is here?
Pickup truck.
No, the size of your chopped wood for the winter. So your wood pile. Everybody puts their wood pile within view of the street, because if you have a big wood pile, that means you're going to make it through the winter.
Yeah, but men are always measuring wood no matter where you live.
Oh, I'm pretty sure that's inappropriate.
The only time I lived in a rural community was when I lived in Death Valley for 5 years. And that was nice. But I mean, in small towns, everyone knows your business. And
right.
I'm sure it's no different where you live.
Somebody in the comments, they didn't do the approval, so I can't see what it is, but it says, I get you. I kept saying, don't let me win the Prada wallet. I was saying that too. I wanted the vacuum. I didn't want the vacuum, but I was thinking, if I got an $800 Prada wallet, where am I bringing that? Down to Billy Bob's watering hole on the Friday hoedown, right?
You can take it to the Dunkin'.
I'll take it to Dunkin' with me. The only thing is you have to point out stuff to people,
I never cared about status symbols. I never cared about that
stuff. It's just funny that then if I get something like the watch, a $1,200 watch, then I'm like, hey, look at somebody sent me a $1,200 watch. I'm like, it's not special unless I point it out, but then it makes it not right, I will tell you though, with the vehicles, I'm not into the fancy cars and stuff, but as soon as it starts breaking down, I'm getting rid of that thing. I'm not driving that. I don't like that. I like new cars.
Right.
Do you still have your Kia Soul?
Yeah.
I think that's what I want next time. They still sell those new, I hope.
Oh yeah. In fact, they changed the style lately, so it's got a brand new look too.
Oh,
The shape is about the same, but the taillights are different, a little bit like that. But I bought that, I think 3 years ago with 30,000 miles on it, and it's got 120 already.
nice.
Nice. I do nothing but drive, but now, haha, so do you.
Well, not as much as it seems. I know it seems like I do, but even you see me around, I still put maybe about 10,000 total on for a year.
Oh, yeah. Because you don't have that far to go.
I'm trying to keep 2 cars running. So I keep having, I actually bought something. This is hilarious.
Do you still have your caliber?
What? Have the caliber? Yeah. I had to buy this for the caliber because I keep having to get it jump started. And this is like a car battery thing.
Oh, no. Why isn't that thing gone yet?
No, it's not. No, I'm saving it for the kid. I don't like driving it anymore. It's too small for me.
You want to give the kid something that has to be jump started all the time?
No, the reason it has to be jump started is because I don't go out and start it enough.
Oh,
it can't sit around. It doesn't like to be sat around. So if it goes more than a week, it has to be jumped. And I say I'm going to start it every couple of days, but I've had to actually put a thing on my phone to remind me to go start the freaking car because I don't normally take that, especially now the dog doesn't like to ride in it. For some reason, he thinks it's too small or something. He likes the van. So
it's pretty sad, but yeah, that's definitely a consideration and a high one.
So the car.
I don't think we ever gave our husbands that much consideration. It's like, deal with it. I'm like, oh, what's the matter? Dog. What can I
do? Oh, did you see me? Did you see that coming? Me getting the dog?
Going to get the dog?
No, I mean getting a dog.
Oh, absolutely, 100%. Yeah. No.
Oh, everybody else too. Everybody, oh, you got a dog? I didn't even put it on the last minute.
I didn't even think you liked dogs. I thought you didn't even like dogs.
Oh no, I like dogs.
I had no idea. I had no idea.
Right there, see his butt. There's he.
Hi, Bo.
No, he's fun. You know what I forgot is so much fun about the dog too is that he loves me.
100%.
No matter what. Yeah, no, the cats, it's a 50-50 crapshoot, really. Is today the day
when I saw you check in at the vets and I thought, oh no, what's wrong? But the cats, the vet comes to you, the dog goes to the vet, right?
Right. Well, the dog had he had put, this is actually kind of funny. He's a power chewer. He chews everything. So he had chewed something and poked a hole inside his mouth somehow and it got infected. So it swelled up. It wasn't a big problem, but it swelled up. And then we went up there and you're going to like this. That vet is awesome. I like Dr. Bob. But that was in October. He pulled the stuff out, the liquid out with a syringe. And we were all good. He took a antibiotic and that wasn't the icky part. I'm getting to the icky part.
Oh, no.
He was all good, right? So then New Year's Eve, it started to swell again. So the first one had already healed. So I thought he probably just did it again. And then we found an ornament he chewed up and probably got a jagged piece in, whatever. But when I went up New Year's Eve, Dr. Bob wasn't in. I got one of the interns, and evidently it was Cinnamon. And Cinnamon said she said, I told her what happened before, and I said, this is probably the same, but you can decide. You're the vet, not me. So we went in there, and instead of doing the syringe thing, she lanced it. But she didn't close it up or something. I don't know what happened. I expected if you're going to lance it, you would at least put a stitch or something. But he has a lot of skin on his neck. He's just that kind of dog. So what happened? They go, stop, don't tell. In the comments, stop. Don't tell. So anyway, I get back home, and this was like a sad day. No, Friday was New Year's or something, wasn't it? I came back and had to do something online, and I'm talking, and the kids behind me, and the kids going crazy, but I wasn't paying attention because I was trying to do my job, right? And the kid finally said, "You got to get off the phone. This is bad." And the kid doesn't usually do that. He's running around with a Swiffer. The dog it started bleeding, and it was like a crime scene.
Oh, no.
And the dog was shaking, and it was
oh no.
And it was like, I mean, a crime scene. So I called it. I said, we need to come back up there now. This is not right. So we get up there, and it was so funny because Cinnamon at first was like, I know I sound like an old lady saying Cinnamon, but she was in her 20s. But anyway, she's at first didn't act like this was bad. And I finally decided I needed to make her understand. So I did what I do when I need someone to understand. I got right 1 inch from her, and I said, you don't know me very well, but I do not overreact to things. This needs to be taken care of now. And I heard her go, oh. But I didn't have to really do that. That was unfortunate because he made a crime scene of their writing room thing. He was like all over the place. And she took him in the back and put a thing around his head, like a mumps thing. And
let's put a tourniquet on it.
She still didn't, it didn't stop still. So she kept him overnight, and she still didn't put a stitch. And I was just surprised by that. So anyway, I made the follow-up.
The dog is alive.
It did stop. The next day when I brought him home, it wasn't bleeding by then. So anyway, they said follow up in 10 days, and I had the course of the antibiotics. So the next time I called to make the follow-up appointment, I said, I need to have Dr. Bob. It's Dr. Bob, or I'll wait for Dr. Bob. So when I got Dr. Bob, he's hysterical, by the way, with a straight face. I said to him, hey, Dr. Bob, I've known you for 25 years. I said, I don't mean to be an old fuddy-duddy, but I wasn't like saying mean stuff. I just said, I had a very different experience with the other vet here. And he said, do not feel bad at all. He said, I tell the girls, once someone has flown first class, they don't want to go back to coach. Oh my God, he was hysterical. But he didn't say anything bad about the other vet, which he wouldn't. Why would you do that, right? You don't ever do that. Don't ever do that. What he did was he went back and he did a stitch on the inside and a staple on the outside. So we were all good. And then we're past that now. We've got through the antibiotic thing and everything, and it's all healed up. You can't even tell it was there. But I expected the stitch the first time. I just a different way of doing stuff, I guess. Oh, who wants the club salute? Someone wants the club salute. Do you know what the club salute is?
No.
Oh, I'll show you the club salute. I don't mean it for you because you don't need the club salute, but I had to do it for Mullins and Bib because they were saying stuff. Here's the club salute. No. You ready? The club salute. Yeah, we're bad people. Oh, God.
Monday Morning Madness has changed a lot.
Yeah, we rarely actually talk about work, really. We just randomly talk about stuff.
Nice.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, but anyway, that's just think half of this whole yeah, someone said Bib. Yeah, Bib. Oh, Bib was on the other day and we were talking about the Man Village. You seen that one? Oh, that was funny. That was funny. You knew about that more than I did for some reason, didn't you?
Me? No.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you knew that when I was telling you.
As far as protocol, sure.
I didn't know.
I lived in cities.
So it's like more of a city thing? The rednecks seem to be the Man Village, all of them.
Yeah, but they don't talk about anything.
Right. Yeah, I didn't have any idea any of that all was going on.
Plus, I had 4 brothers. I had 4 brothers and no sisters.
Because sometimes even now, Bib wanted the club salute. That yeah, I do that to him all the time. Yeah, the club salute. Yeah, that's going up the flagpole. Yeah, okay. I know. So when I was going to have Bib on, that was just the I have a camera on the back door in case anybody goes out, right? So I know what's going on, right? So Bib got threatened by Molly to behave himself when we were on the call. So
did it work? Get killed.
Yeah, he was. Oh. We neither one of us said the F word, which is actually pretty amazing. I thought we were proud. Oh, Janet said, who else would you think wanted that salute? Right. That's a good point, Janet. I couldn't tell because he hasn't given them permission for me to see his name. It says Facebook user. So they have to give permission.
So he's on incognito?
He's incognito. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, you know what I want to talk about? One of the things I like about you is that you jump into projects, and I like that. You did View from the Top. Were you in which one?
Volume 1.
Volume 1.
Volume 1.
You jumped right into that. Some people, didn't like that idea till I did the third one.
Right.
Some people aren't in any of the three because they didn't like the idea till I wasn't doing it anymore.
Right.
So I was.
That's funny because I'm right by my desk. Here's 1. Here's 2. Here's 3. And you told me I have the one because all of the ones who and I don't know if you did this for all 3 books, or I don't know if you got them back for all 3 books, but this is the copy that all 22 co-authors signed. It was hard. It was like pulling teeth to do it the first time. Did you ever, like, by number 3, did that work out?
I'm glad actually that you showed that, because not everybody knows that we did that. And that was back to the same reason I made the cruise book. Is the same reason I wanted to do that. I wanted to do some special little things that would make everybody remember that experience. And all of us having a book that we all signed was one of those things. Believe it or not, out with the 3 books combined, there was only 1 co-author that I never got them to sign the book.
Wow, that's impressive.
Out of all of those people, and there was total 67, I think, total between the 3 books or something. There was only 1 that we never could get it sorted.
Wow, but, that's impressive.
Really, that is amazing, really, to only have 1. But I can't see your name now, so that must be Bib still. I guess if you try to get permission once the thing is rolling, it doesn't show it. And somebody said I refer to Erika as Sarge, so that's got to be one of my buddies.
That's Bib.
Oh, that's got to be Bib. Now you said if anybody is missing volume 1,
Erika, I have extras. So
you can get a signed copy from Erika by messaging her.
Yes.
Right.
So just message me. What were they selling for? $28?
I thought it was $24.95.
$24.
Yes. $24.
So the full price of $24. If you don't have volume 1, you can get an autographed copy.
Yes. And it'd be $24.95, and then shipping would at least be $6.95 or something. So you want to do 30?
So like $30.
$30 you get a signed book. Yay. And that's volume 1.
Right.
So, yay.
Volume 2 and volume 3, you can see pictures of them online to see who an author is to get copies of those. I know Molly is an author in one of them.
She's in 2, I think.
Let's see.
I don't know if she has any books left, though. Most of them are out by now. Most people are out.
Yeah. But, I thought I was out too, and then we moved this summer and I found a box. Never been opened.
Oh, that's kind of nice.
And then Dolly and Henry are in volume 3, and your favorite, Brian and Joanna Niederheiser.
Niederheiser. Yeah, you got to say the whole thing with them. Joanna Niederheiser. Those books, by the way, even though they were out quite a while ago now, I don't think that they're out of date as far as the ideas and stuff.
Well, they weren't specific. They're universal ideas for success. So yeah, they're always going to be in.
I wish
they're always going to.
Now I'm going to say this, and I wish we could do that again, and we can. I shouldn't say
it's like childbirth. It's like childbirth. After about 5 years, you forget the pain, and then you want to do it again.
It was, yeah, you're right. I think the painful part was that many of the co-authors didn't realize that they should sell the books. I don't know. I guess I don't know why they thought that would be any different than selling their product.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's the same. You tell a lot of people about it. The more people you tell, a percent of them are going to want it. It's not, you know what I mean? It's not going to be different than that, really. I thought, I was surprised by that. And many of them thought they were going to just sell them to their team. And I gave mine to my team members.
Right.
I sold them to non-team members. I used them for, welcome packs and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So that was unusual, but anyway, those were the days, huh? That was
the days.
I tried to one of the projects that I'm into right now is this that you're on. You're the fourth person, and next week I've got somebody not inside of our industry.
Is it anyone I know?
I don't know. I've plugged him lately. Oh, I see Lee Bibb's name now. Says Molly put on a clinic on how to sell the book. She needed to because a bunch of the authors didn't know what they were doing. Yeah, I can see your name now, Lee. Bibster, the Bibster. The guy from next week. What happened was, as you know, I do Shuffle, the business card app thing. He's like in my 6th level on Shuffle. Contacted me out of the blue. He's funny. He's a comedian, and it's Josh Shakespeare. But he's a young guy in LA. Why I think he's funny is he I'm trying to think of who he would be the most like. Maybe kind of like Eddie Murphy or Richard Pryor, something like that, where he doesn't stay away from the controversial subjects. That's his thing.
Gotcha.
Like one of his skits was because he's a black guy. He happens to be a black guy, young black guy in his 30s, trying to be a comedian out in LA right now. That's got to be tough anyway.
Yeah.
Right. But he's one of his skits that I saw that was funny on YouTube was, you know how they were doing the whole thing where defund the police, and his skit was if he was in charge of 911 after they did the defund the police. And it's pretty damn funny. He's like, you want people to come out? He's like, it's just funny. He's really good. But I want him to come on not because of any of that stuff, but because he's a struggling guy trying to make it in this business and doing whatever it takes to get his name out there. And that's kind of like us. That's kind of what we have to do all the time. So it really, the struggle to get a business going or a career going, in his case, is not different just because we're in different fields.
Right.
And I think that's more the point I'm trying to make, is that he needs to get a lot of people to know what he does, just like we do.
Right.
Right. How have you,
what's his name?
Josh Shakespeare.
Shakespeare.
I don't think Shakespeare is his real last name, but I'll have to ask next week. It could be. But he's funny. He's actually from Connecticut. So he was telling me when he went back there for something, he was kind of making fun of it, that everybody was the same at the mall.
What were you going to just ask me if it was going to snow here today? Because the answer is yes.
Really?
I hear something now. I don't know if it's rain. Let me look out the window.
Yeah, but
it's just rain right now, but it's supposed to snow today. We've got a big winter storm warning saying don't go anywhere. But of course I have to, because I got to take care of my dad and my brother. But so far it's rained.
Winter storm warning in Las Vegas
is not 4 feet of snow, and you can't get out the door.
Dusting, right? It'll twirl in the wind when you drive
If it sticks, what happens in Las Vegas is everyone abandons their car and walks home. And there's just, every road looks like a parking lot.
Oh, if the snow sticks on the ground, bless their hearts. If the snow sticks on the ground,
if it sticks on the ground, but if it sticks on the street, no.
Now,
people are walking away.
I lived in Massachusetts when they had the blizzard of '78, which is like everyone still talks about it this many years later because people abandoned their cars on 128 because it got over the windows of the car.
Right.
And they couldn't
get out. And they didn't
out.
want to be buried alive. Yeah, right. I get it. This is like 2 inches of snow on the street. I remember back in Cleveland, I was like at the bus stop and I had to climb over the snow. And yeah, I think we got some of that. Cleveland doesn't get anywhere near as bad as you do, or where my son lives in Buffalo, New York. That's pretty.
Oh, Buffalo's worse than because he's getting right. I wouldn't live in Buffalo because they get the lake effect snow on top of the regular snow.
Well, Cleveland gets lake effect snow too, but just not as much. Like you guys are more north and east. But the lake effect winds, because we were right on Lake Erie, and oh my gosh, bitter. That'll freeze your bones.
Oh, the dog's taking it well. I was worried because the dog's from Tennessee. I thought the dog would be like, only one time so far he wouldn't go out. It wasn't snow, it was pouring rain. And I felt kind of bad because I wasn't going out, but I opened
you wouldn't have peed on the floor.
Well, hopefully not. I opened the office door, threw him out, and shut it. And luckily, the office door, the leash can go in it and it still be shut. It's awesome. So I have like a 26-foot leash.
So you can't go anywhere. But...
Well, when it's snowing, I go down to the garage and I open the garage door and I'm like, whatever business you got to do, you better do it within 26 feet of this garage because I ain't going out there. And he does. He goes out and goes around. He's funny though. After he does number 2, he gets the zoomies. Do they all do that?
Like run around and run around?
Like
not all the time. Not all the time. Not all of them. They all have their quirks.
Yeah, he's been fun to relearn. The last dog I had, I didn't get myself. He came with one of the husbands, so it was like. But once he moved in, he never fed the dog again. Never brought the dog to the vet. So it was my dog after that.
Right.
So, yeah, Bib said he's trying to get me to move south. Yeah, but whether that's really ever going to happen, I don't know.
Yeah.
I live south.
I think you should move too, but we'll see. We'll see what happens in the future.
Right. I think you should move up here.
I know, but it's cold and snowy.
but see, you have a team of people that deal with that. I don't. I just, I sit here and let the swarm clean up outside. We have good internet here.
Yeah, here too, believe it or not.
Yeah, no, it's tempting. I'm just not sure it would stick because I moved before. I lived in Mississippi for 2.5 years, South Carolina for a year, Guam for 2.5 years, and it sucks you back. New England just sucks you back. Sucks me right back home. I don't know.
Well, we'll see. We never know what's going to happen.
Right. Oh, yeah, Bib says, yeah, that's an idea. Let's move to the gates of winter hell. The gates of winter hell.
But then again, when it's 120 here, it's a different kind of hell.
Right. Every place has its own issue.
Yeah.
It's like people make fun of here, but the reality is when I wake up, it's there. The towns are always there next to me. Like if you wake up in Oklahoma, sometimes the town's missing next door to you. Because
there's no earthquake, there's no hurricanes or tornadoes.
You can wreck your stuff.
Was a big tornado place.
Because of the heat there, though.
Yeah, we do get mild earthquakes, but they're nothing. We
Oh.
just get whatever is left over from California. So I don't think I would live in California because like that's just gambling.
I was to say, if California broke off, you'd all of a sudden have oceanfront property.
Well, yeah, but it wouldn't be intact because if something was that violent, it would still affect inland too. Don't kid yourself. It's not like, oh, you're California, here's the border. We don't feel anything.
Hey, we ought to throw just a little bit of work into this before we go, because now we're over.
Right.
When you first were going and when you want to get back to the basics, how do you look for customers? Like if you're going, if like I do that too, I'm like, if I've got to get some more customers now, I'm going to go back to the basics. What am I doing? What do you say to yourself when you're doing?
Well, there's new ways to do it now, but you have to talk to people. Now that's either in person or online or like Google My Business. I have that. I mail my books. So what I do now is I pick new neighborhoods to mail to. I mail to different new neighborhoods every week. And I have a letter that says, hello, I'm a rep in your neighborhood.
Oh, nice.
And so, and then if I don't hear, I said, you know, if you want to receive regular books, just call me. And if I don't, I just move to and I have Google Maps up and I pick the neighborhoods.
Oh, nice.
So, but you can walk and do that too. I mean, when I was new, that's what I did. I would walk different blocks and then I would deliver books and then I would keep going. But like there's so many ways now with social media and with Google My Business. I've gotten more online orders now that I don't know where they're coming from, but they're close to my area. But they're not people that I mail books to. So I'm thinking it's Google My Business that did it, and that's free.
Oh, nice. And I get that too. I get a lot of, and actually I'm getting a lot New England wide. So I don't know what the reason that is. So, yeah. But that's good.
And I live in a gated community now. So I thought, you know, I'm starting with my own neighborhood. So I started with my street and it's a big gated community. So I'm not even finished with it yet. And I moved in August.
Cynthia Keffer wanted to know, are you doing their name or just current resident at the address?
Oh, what I do is need Avon ? Instead of current resident, instead of their name. Oh, so if you're doing an Excel spreadsheet, you put Avon ? in the last name and then need in the first name. And then when it prints out, it says need Avon ?
Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect. Awesome.
So then I know that it's a different letter. So like I put letters in my books and then for the new people, it's an introduction letter, but then I have my specials for every campaign on the back side of that. But then to my regular customers, they just get the specials. So it's segmented so that I'm introducing myself and they're not just getting a book out of the blue.
Gay wanted to know, as do I, because I'm not doing it yet either, Google My Business. Is that you just look up Google My Business? Is it a paid thing or what is that?
You can pay for it, but it's a free thing. So if you just type in Google My Business, it'll walk you through it. But Chris Arnold, who is an Avon, who is a representative here, she did a meeting on that, an online meeting. So I don't know if she saved that, but like she walked you through the steps of that.
Oh, nice.
And I'm not real tech savvy, so I just walked through the steps and immediately forgot them. But it's like it walks you through building a profile.
That's good. Yeah, that's a good. And I can see how it works too, because like recently I discovered dog parks. Why didn't you tell me about that?
Because it kind of ruined my dog. If there's bad dogs there, like they learn bad habits. And one dog almost killed my dog. It went for it and wouldn't let go of its throat. And there were some guys there because I was just freaking out, and they got the dog off of mine.
Oh, I've only gone 2 times so far. Oh, don't tell me this. Don't tell me this.
This was Las Vegas, but yeah. My son takes his dog to the dog park too. But just like there's responsible pet owners and irresponsible ones, you're going to get a mix. So you have to kind of read the park.
I mean, it was when we went in, it was kind of funny that there was one little dog, and I felt so bad because the little girl that had him, she was only like 9, but her little dog was hot set for some romance. and, and her little dog was humping everybody. And evidently the little dog was a girl dog too, because its name was Princess. And she'd be like, "Oh,
Well,
Princess."
not necessarily. Not necessarily, because you have male cats that have girl names.
That's very true. Oh, Fluffy Puffy. You think that's a girl name? Oh, that's still the kid's favorite, by the way, Fluffy
I guess
Puffy.
it's gender neutral. I don't know.
Fluffy
But Fluffy
And
Puffy
that's
sounds feminine to me.
not an approved man name in the man village, Fluffy Puppy. Yeah. Matter of fact, Mr. Greg makes fun of Bo because he squats when he pees some of the time. And
Yeah.
Mr. Greg makes fun of that. Like I think it matters.
Simon used to too, but that's just because I think it's like when they get neutered. Like if they haven't started marking territory and raising legs, I think they just.
Oh no, he does that too. So I don't know. The thing, and I'm sorry, I need to wrap it up because we're running over. I want to have you back though. Can we have you back?
Oh,
because this is fun. We're having fun.
Well, let's make sure everyone else thinks it's fun before we invite me back. It's not just about us.
we just carry on and throw in some work. You have to weed through the rest of it to get some work out of this. But no, you know what I didn't remember when I was just a cat owner is there's these 2 big beautiful urns with flowers in them that they have done, like the landscape guy outside of the vets. And it dawned on me once I brought Bo there, every single dog that goes in that tags those urns, I've touched them. I will never touch anything outside of the vet entrance again.
Right, and if it's snowing, you would really see the truth.
What?
If it's snowing, you'd really see the truth. So,
oh, I'm like, oh.
Remember that in the summertime too. The 2 weeks that you have summer over there.
Last year we almost missed it. Yeah.
I'm sure you did.
I went down to Scola's for the wedding in Georgia, and when we come back, it's like, damn, you missed summer.
The leaves were already turned.
It happened over the weekend while you were gone. No, what was weird about that? It was in June, I think, and stuff was still closed down, except once you got past, I think it was Pennsylvania, everything was regular again. It wasn't closed down. Up here, it was so closed down, but it was stupid closed down. So everywhere I stopped, you could buy stuff and spend money, but the bathrooms were all closed. And as we all know, I have like a 2-hour pee window. So
well, I have a 1 hour and my time is up.
Right. And I mean, it got to the point where I'm practically threatening the people in the convenience store. I'm like, I have to pee now or someone is going to die. And then they give me the spare tire on the key ring that you have to take with you to the bathroom. But finally now the bathrooms are open here. I didn't understand how that was for my safety, but I don't know. And then the people who thought is this true out there? Pizza Hut, to me, they've never been known for their cleanly bathrooms. Their cleanly restaurants they're just dirty anyway. So I was kind of surprised when they shut down for my safety, because it's like,
well, I'm sure it's a mandate from the state. I'm sure the state, because all the governors tell you what you got to do and what you can't.
Yeah,
I mean,
once they opened back up, they weren't having the bathroom open still. Right. And it was like, you guys, the bathroom never was clean before.
But
they're always going in their own risk.
It wasn't their choice, but hey, whatever's going to keep people from dying is fine with me. Trust me, there's too many right now.
Well, I'm telling you, they're taking their hands in their life in their hands if they're stopping me from going to the bathroom. Someone's dying over that. Well, I will let you go now, and I'll have you back, and we're all going to go look up Google Business now, because that was a very good tip. Thank you very
Google
much.
my business. Google my business.
And if you need, volume 1 of You from the Top, make sure you message her, because she's got a case of them.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.